Let your strength dwell amongst them.
Let me know when it gets close.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This was Mr. Holloway. He didn't do anything halfway. You know, if he gonna have to do it, you know, he's gonna have to do it right or don't do it at all.
I know you gonna dig this.
Get funky with me.
Very windy day. The sound is going to, you know what? I know what I can do. That's better. A little less wind to have to deal with right now while I introduce what the video is about. Lonnie, wait, what was I talking about? I got distracted by the wind. Lonnie Holloway is the man who I'm visiting today, and his wife. Lonnie lived to 90 years old. Lonnie loved his car, a 1973 Pontiac Catalina. I don't know cars. Cars slip right by me when people tell me names of cars. I don't know what kind of car. This is the rental. I'm not even sure what it is. Lonnie loved his car. He loved his car so much, he couldn't part with it. So Lonnie and the car are buried here together. That's right, he was buried in his car. There's some video of the funeral, I believe, and footage. I'll try to insert what I can. Now, there is a photo of him after death, sitting in the front seat of his car, guns on the passenger seat beside him. So I will insert that. So, warning, there will be a picture of a deceased person in this video, which I don't normally do. But I think it's one that people wanted, his family's cool with having out there. It was everywhere. And I think he was... Lonnie, for all I've read about him, this guy was pretty cool. So I don't think he would mind either. He's pretty proud of his car. Pretty proud that he was buried in it. And I think I found it already. I see Holloway not too far from here. And I think that's where the car is. And his wife. And Lonnie. So I believe he wanted to be buried right off the road so that the car could easily be driven to the gravesite. It should be right here. 3 years before he died, he began planning his funeral. He told his sister, who he correctly guessed would outlive him, I'm assuming she was close in age, that he wanted to be buried sitting in the driver's seat of his 1973 Pontiac Catalina. So he purchased a large cemetery plot here, next to a slightly used road, or lightly used road, as I read, but it's not really used that much. The other one behind over there, that one's used a lot. You won't see a car for 20 minutes, but for out here, it's a lot. He also told his sister that he wanted all of his guns piled on the passenger seat and buried with him so that they couldn't be used ever again. So that they couldn't be used to kill anyone. I should say ever again, because I don't think Lonnie didn't. So here it is. I think it's right here. Is that Lonnie there? Let's see. Well, we'll get closer. When did he die? 2009. So that's not the Holloways that I'm looking for. Those aren't the Holloways I'm looking for. So he's dressed in his favorite hat and his best suit. So here's Zonnie bunch of Holloways. But no, I see another Holloway in the back. Gone but not forgotten. Rest in peace to these Holloways. I'm thinking this is closer to the side of the road. This is Lonnie. Wow. You wouldn't know it if you drove past this cemetery. Oh. I'm not sure who this is. And this picture that's fallen, it's off of something. Oh man, I don't know if it's from this plot here, this grave here, but I'm gonna put it there. And I'm assuming she's passed away. Rest in peace, beautiful lady. Wait a minute. 1980. That can't be him either, can it? Didn't I say he died in... His wife died... I think his wife died before him. Right? 2009. She died in 93. That Minnie... Let's see here. I don't think this is it. Oh, at the end of the road. Look down there. That looks like... I can zoom in. There's one grave there with a giant plot. I'm gonna bet it's down there. Let's go down there. This is indeed a beautiful little cemetery and lots of flowers. It's really nice to see. Really nice to see. I think his grave is at the end of the road, so the car could easily be driven and lowered down. Sure does. But for all of us at some point. Some of us may have our burial plans all figured out already. Some may leave it up to our family, your family when you die. Some may micromanage their own burial and how exactly they want it, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that's great, and I think that's what Lonnie did. He planned this, he wanted it, and he got it. Buried right here. I haven't even looked at the name yet, but I know it is. There he is. Buried right here. Underneath here is a 1973 Pontiac. And Lonnie and Alice Holloway. Amazing. Husband and wife. Wow. There's a rock, and I'm going to leave for both of them. And there we are. Let's see what it says over here. Lonnie H. Holloway, December 9th, 1918 to September 3rd, 2009. His beloved wife, Alice Page Holloway, May 1st, 1921 to July 27th, 2007. And I'm sure that date there, July 27th, 2007, was the worst day of Lonnie's life. Losing his wife. And now, they're buried together. Although he is in a car. But all that footage was filmed right here. You can see a lot of it online. And here's that picture of him in the front seat. There's Lonnie. His favorite hat. Lonnie was also buried with $100 in his pocket, just in case. His friends described him as the type of guy who was always styling and profiling, quote unquote. And he left his house to his dog. I guess I was in the will. Leave it to my dog. Got another Holloway right here. I'm assuming one of these Holloways, all the way back up there by the church where we were, are related to Lonnie in some sense. And possibly this was his mother. Kind of tracks, 86 years, yeah. Died at 86 in 1967, possible. Here he is. Here it is. And it's a Tucson that I have rented. Tucson. Not a Tucson. A Tucson. I was thinking to myself when I was driving over here in the Tucson, if I have loved a car so much that I would want to be buried in it, did I have a car as cool as a 1973 Pontiac Catalina? I never even heard of that car before, to be honest. My first car was a Chevrolet Cavalier. I loved that car. Didn't last as long as it should have, though, for a new car at the time. The car I drive now, I love it. The car that I have, that I own, it's in Toronto. I don't know if I'd want to be buried in it, though. Maybe. I remember my parents' minivan, when they got sick, they had bought it for visiting family that was coming to visit us from Scotland a lot. So they wanted to go take them around. But then they got too sick to be able to use it. And then my car pooped out, so I started driving a minivan around all the time. And that would have been a lot bigger than his car, than Lonnie's car. But I did enjoy that car because when you're driving a minivan and you're like kind of a younger dude, people assume you got nothing to lose, so you don't have to signal or anything. You just drive and just make turns. People letting you go. They're like, that. He's given up. He's driving a minivan already? No. This is a long time ago. So I did enjoy driving that car. It had a DVD player in it. Here we are. My good friend Pete from the Totally 80s Room, he loves cars. He could be buried in a car. My boy Charlie from the X5 podcast, he loves cars. Maybe he'll be buried in a car. I hope they both live a long time. But if I outlive them, I will do their graves. I wonder what the condition of the car is like now. Like, seriously, I wonder what happens when a car... They use a crane to get it in. I wonder what the condition of a car would be like. It's been, September 14, 15 years almost. Would it be perfectly preserved? Would it rust out? I don't know. I don't know. As does this video. It ends now. Rest in peace, Lonnie and Alice. That's an incredible story. I have a feeling that there's just something that's telling me they had a great love for each other and a great zest and a great joy for life. And Lonnie, styling, profiling right to the end. Thanks for watching, everybody. Rest in peace, Lonnie and Alice. I love you all. I'm not sure if I want to be buried in a car. Maybe. I'm not making a choice about your decision, Lonnie. Maybe. I have to think about it. I have to think about what my new car is. much. I don't really have a dream car. As long as it gets me where I'm going, the next town, the next road. I don't know. Bury me with my old skateboard. It's still in the driveway of my house. I've left it outside. Can't do it anymore. But it's still out there. Bury me in a Leafs jersey. But lots of more videos to come. I'm not going anywhere. Let's hope. Toronto Maple Leafs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.